What's up, everybody? Fred Richani, TSC, your home for pro wrestling news updates, interviews, and everything in between. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Apologies for my lack of a set. Long story short, had a little bit of flooding that affected my film arrangement, so that is currently getting repaired. But thank you all for joining me right now on the WWE Clash recap. This will be a rapid recap of all the results here. We had several title changes. We had Seth Rollins surviving Braun the Strowman to still remain the WWE Universal Champion. But at the end of the night, he unfortunately got a taste of Mr. Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. The Fiend, and he was attacked afterwards, got hit with the Sister Abigail, got put in the mandible claw, and it was all she wrote for Seth Rollins' night, and they will be facing off at Hell in a Cell. Now, I didn't like the fact that Braun Strowman lost again in a title match. That I did not like at all. But the good news is, Seth Rollins got a big win after several curb stomps, after a frog splash by Strowman that Seth Rollins kicked out of, after a pedigree. Rollins got the big win. He's heading into Hell in a Cell, and I think it should be Bray Wyatt that wins the title, believe it or not. I wouldn't have said this a few years ago. I would have even said this last year. But Bray Wyatt's busted his ass. The Fiend is hot right now. It's presumably making WWE a whole lot of money. So, hey, why the hell not? Why not put Bray Wyatt over, have him win the Universal title, have him hold on to it for maybe a few months up till Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and take on Finn Balor, the Demon, since, he took him out at SummerSlam. But I don't know. This is WWE. They do have a knack for cutting the legs out from underneath people when they, unfortunately, are hot, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally. Like, I could see backstage right now with the logic being, we protected Braun Strowman. He kicked 1,000 curb stomps. He'll be fine. Even though fans aren't stupid and they don't forget that the guy lost multiple world title matches. And this is the latest one. And here's the thing. If you didn't want Seth Rollins to lose, how about this? Use the old writer's motto. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. In other words, don't book Braun Strowman in a title match if you don't want him to win. Stupid. Yeah, not cool at all. So I am disappointed for my guy, Braun Strowman. He is officially now a rich man's Ryback. He has been pretty much a rich man's Ryback for a while, and I think tonight just confirms it. But they had a really strong main event. They did their best to protect him. And, I guess Braun Strowman once again goes back to the drawing board. Another loser of a world title match. And this time he lost clean. There was no tomfoolery with Brock Lesnar and Baron Corbin or anything else. It was just a straight up clean loss. And that was kind of unfortunate for him. But they did a great job of setting up Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins at WWE Clash. On the pre-show, we had Drew Gulak defeat Humberto Carrillo and Lince Dorado to retain the Cruiserweight title. AJ Styles defeated Cedric Alexander with the help of the OC on the pre-show to retain the U.S. title. And the opener, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler upset Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman to win the Raw Tag Team title. So Braun Strowman lost twice. Seth Rollins can say he lost to Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler in 2019. And yeah, they're your new tag team champions. I kind of like the team. They are a little awkward, though. I guess we'll give them time. I've always been a Bobby Roode fan, so we'll see what happens there. The Revival defeated the New Day to win the SmackDown tag team titles. Good match, but I'm kind of surprised the Revival dominated as much as they did. Crazy. I mean, I thought Big E was going to turn heel or New Day was going to break up, but no. It just kind of, that was that. Bayley defeated Charlotte with some tomfoolery, an exposed turnbuckle to retain the SmackDown Women's title. We had Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a decent match defeat Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to retain the women's tag team titles. Nice, short, harmless match. The only thing I didn't like is that in the middle of the match, they had R-Truth run in and be chased by a bunch of wrestlers for a 24/7 title. I mean, look, during the Iconics whole run, they totally devalued the women's tag team titles anyway, but I was pretty disappointed that they once again treated this as an afterthought. But hey, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross got the win. I originally thought that Nikki Cross was going to be turned on by Alexa Bliss. It's probably still a long-term storyline, but I like the fact that WWE's rolling with this team. They've got chemistry. They seem to be getting along outside of the ring. Nikki Cross is brilliant, so why not? Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn defeated The Miz. Okay match for the IC title. I wasn't too big of a fan of this. Kofi Kingston beat Randy Orton clean to retain the WWE title. This went about 20 minutes. Definitely a better match than their SummerSlam match. Hotter crowd. I can't say this is a great match. You know, a lot of Kofi Kingston matches since he's become champion outside of Daniel Bryan have been really good. But, you know, they get to like a certain gear and then it just kind of stops a little bit. And I thought this one was at a high gear. I don't know if I'd call it a great match. So I'd say a very good match. I think it was a match that Kofi needed to have, that Randy Orton needed to have after that SummerSlam debacle, and they got the job done. And surprisingly, Kofi pins Randy Orton clean. So who knows where Kofi goes from here? Maybe he faces Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia, or Hell in a Cell, or Survivor Series. Either way, if he does face Brock Lesnar, I don't like his chances. Sasha Banks beat Becky Lynch via DQ. Lynch remains your Raw Women's Champion. This was an awesome match until Sasha got the steel chair, which made no sense of storyline because Sasha wanted to win the women's title to validate her success and career in WWE. And she hits Becky Lynch with the chair when the referee was distracted. Becky kicks out. Then Becky takes the chair, accidentally hits the ref when Sasha moves out of the way. The ref is down for like 10 minutes because I guess he's got an arm made of glass. Not even, made of like paper mache. I don't know. What's a soft material? Made of feathers. Whatever. Okay? It's like a stack of cards just collapsed in a heap. It was down for like 10 minutes. They brawled in the crowd, and Becky Lynch locked into Disarmer on the barricade, and then locked into Disarmer on a steel chair, and then left with the Raw Women's title. So she got revenge on Sasha, but these two will live to feud another day. And you know what? It's been pretty damn entertaining. I'm not going to complain about that. We had Eric freaking Rowan, of all people, pin Roman Reigns. Yes, Eric Rowan pinned Roman Reigns with the help of Luke Harper returning, which was my favorite freaking moment of the night because I'm a huge Luke Harper fan. He's super talented. I did a whole video blog about this and why this was significant and not just a random WWE return. You guys can check that out. Long story short, Luke Harper requested his release. He was denied. A lot of people thought WWE was just going to ice him, and instead, they actually utilized him because he's a fantastic talent. And it looks like this feud with Rowan and Roman Reigns must continue, will continue. And I'm guessing at Hell in a Cell we'll have Roman and Bryan against Rowan and Harper, where Bryan can either stay a babyface or turn heel. We'll see. And then, as I mentioned before, folks, Rollins versus Strowman. Rollins got the clean pin. So overall, I'd say this is a decent WWE pay-per-view. I'd give it you know what? I'd actually give it a thumbs up. It's not but I don't know. By the old standards of pay-per-views, you know, the ones you used to have to pay $40 to $60 for, I would have given this like a thumbs in the middle, thumbs down. By the standards of WWE Network, $9.99 per month, I thought this was actually a pretty easy show to watch. I'd consider this more of like a very good Raw without commercial breaks as opposed to a great pay-per-view or anything like that. But I don't know. As somebody that's been pretty damn disenchanted by WWE, I thought this was fine. I mean, I do think they need to step it up, especially with AEW coming to TNT. I do think that they do need to spice it up a little bit, and the answer ain't just Brock Lesnar in the WWE title picture. The answer ain't just Rollins versus Bray. I think they do need to do more stuff. Maybe have an NXT invasion to cross-promote. Maybe have the Undisputed Era be what the Nexus should have been in 2010, where not only do they run roughshod on the main roster, but actually win some titles. That's what I'd personally like to see. But I'd like to hear from you guys, though. What'd you think about Clash of Champions? Did you watch this stream live? We appreciate if you did. I actually want to shout out a couple dudes here. Jeremy Bowers, David Schneider, Scott Anderson, Lil Fettuccini 69 asked me, what's my favorite match tonight? I'm going to go with Rowan and Harper because those dudes had a badass match. Or, I'm sorry, Rowan and Roman, easy for me to say. They had a really good match, brawled all over the place. I thought Rowan really stepped up to the plate, despite the fact that he flopped a couple times as a single star. And I love the fact that Harper came back. So that was my favorite match and moment. And now they want me to rank. Okay, power rank 5 superstars after tonight's pay-per-view. Ooh, great. Excellent question, my man. Okay. I'm going to say... I'm not going to include Bray Wyatt because Bray Wyatt has only had one match. I'm going to include Seth Rollins at number 1. Becky Lynch at number 2. Bayley at number 3. You know what? Okay. Rollins number 1, Kofi number 2 because they both had clean wins. Becky number 3, Bayley number 4, and if I had to go with a 5th power ranking, man, that's a really good question. Oh, you know what? AJ Styles. AJ Styles is the United States champion, even though he did have a lot of help in being the hell of Cedric Alexander. But folks, I want to hear from you. What you think about WWE Clash? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Hopefully by this time next week, I'll have my old setup back and that whole flooding situation will be taken care of. But if you enjoyed this on-the-fly video blog, please like, share, take care. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more updates like this. If you're new here, we have interviews with all kinds of wrestlers like Diamond Dallas Page, Booker T, Bob Backlund, Mark Henry, video game reviews, breaking news updates like this. You name it, we got it. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the matches and have a fantastic freaking week. Bray Wyatt, please stay away from me, man. I don't like scary movies.